Welcome back, team. I just wanted to jump on and talk about a knife that I finished just this morning, and that's my Rabbiter model. This is for a mate of mine from down the lower south in the South Island in New Zealand. So this is the Rabbiter. It's a general purpose everyday carry sort of a knife. So this one's in 440C stainless steel, and I don't know how that's coming up on the camera there. My ginger beard's probably overexposing it, but yeah, so that's 440C stainless with walnut handle, and brass liner, and a black G10 liner as well, and the stag head mosaic pin. So this is probably my most popular shaped knife. I really like it. It's small enough to carry around every day. And the sheath, so the sheath's made out of 7-ounce leather, veg tan leather, dyed it dark brown. And this, I really like the shape of the sheath. It suits the Rabbiter name, just because it's kind of shaped like a rabbit's head, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. So I've saddle stitched the welt, so it should be nice and strong. And yeah, I think it really suits the knife. So I've been asked why I call it the Rabbiter. So the Foster and Boys, my brand name. The Foster comes from my mother's maiden name, so her side of the family. So my granddad Johnny Foster was the inspiration behind it. He was a really hands-on man. I spent a lot of time with him in his workshop as a kid, and a lot of the tools I use today, like this thing, were his, and I remember using them just when I was a young fella. So so he's the inspiration behind this knife. So he was a Rabbiter years and years ago, and so rabbits are the #1 pest in New Zealand, and they cause a lot of destruction to the farmland around the Otago area. And so with the time I spent with Granddad in the workshop, I came to learn to appreciate tools or equipment that's built, handmade, and lasts a lifetime. So that's kind of why I got into it, because there's nothing better than buying something that's handmade, and within 10 years down the track, it's like brand new. Like this belt, I bought this about at least 10 years ago, and I've worn it every single day that I work at the gold mine, my day job, and it's like brand new. And it was handcrafted, and you pay a little bit extra for it, but you get that back in quality. So I've always appreciated that, and that's something I like to, when I make things, it's more about it's going to last a generation. Like the mate of mine that bought this one, he wanted a knife that he could use for his lifetime and then hand on to his daughters. So that to me that's what it's all about. And then with a lot of the old tools and things you use, they can be restored back to brand new again. So the likes of this axe here, after my granddad passed away, we found this in his woodshed, and it was rusted and the handle was broken, and we were going to throw it away, but I made a sheath for it and cleaned it up, and this thing's awesome. It comes up like brand new. It's an old Walter's axe. It's a beautiful thing. So I appreciate quality and appreciate the time and effort it goes into making handmade goods. So it's the middle of winter here at the moment in New Zealand, but the fishing season's only a couple of months away, and I love to get into fly fishing and that sort of thing. So I'm going to be designing a bird and trout knife soon to hopefully put into production. So I'll be able to try it out and test it out. Might be able to put some footage up on this channel hopefully. And I also want to design a pig sticker for pig hunting. It's also a really big sport in New Zealand. I don't do a lot of it myself, but I've got a lot of friends that are really keen on it and would like a knife. So I primarily do the stock removal full tang type knife, but I think I'm going to try and do a hidden tang knife for the pig sticker. So I've got this beast of a thing. This is what my my boss at the gold mine gave me to take home and get some inspiration by. So it's basically a big bowie, but he uses it for sticking pigs. I think it's probably a bit long for what I'm after, but it's a pretty cool thing. So maybe I'll end up designing and making something similar to this. We'll see how it goes. So a lot of people ask me the difference between the stainless and the high carbon steel. I personally prefer the high carbon steel because it generally holds a better edge, but I'm quite happy to take the extra care in looking after the knife. So the high carbon steel, it will corrode really easily, especially in moist and wet conditions. So you need to give it a coating of oil after each use, clean it up, and it's just basic care of the knife. But I'm quite happy to do that. But some people don't really want to deal with that, so each to their own. So the high carbon steel, it doesn't have chromium, which is what the stainless has. So the chromium, I think it's got to have about just over 10% chromium to be classed as stainless. And basically what the stainless is, it's a layer of, the chromium forms a layer on the surface which stops the corrosion. But generally they don't hold as good an edge. The only stainless that I have used is the 440C, which I'm looking to get out of. I think I'm going to try something that'll hold an edge, and it's a bit tougher, but just trying new things. I mean, I'm only learning, but each knife gets a little bit better, and I've just got to, with the stainless, I've just got to get the performance out of it. That's the key. And with the high carbon steels, it's really easy to get a good edge and a long lasting edge, but the stainless is a lot more technical, and it's just a learning process. But each knife gets better and better, so that's the goal, and that's the main thing. So with the high carbon steels, especially with the Rabbiter, I like to get a hamone in the steel. This knife here has a hamone. It's basically like a Japanese, it's what the Japanese used in their swords thousands of years ago, in their samurai swords and stuff, and it's just to give the knife, basically what it is there's a hardened edge and then a soft spine. So with the samurai swords and whatnot, they can handle impact and hold a keen edge but have flexibility. But they also, like for my knives, it's merely just for looks. I think they look really good. So with the high carbon steels, I like to put a hamone on them, just a little extra detail. With the stainless steels, you can't do that. It's just the structure of the steel. You can't get the hamone to come out. But yeah, as I say, I prefer the carbon steels, but each to their own. So thanks for watching, guys. It's just a little bit of an update of what I've been up to. I only do this part-time. I'm moving on to night shift for a week tonight, working at the gold mine. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.